Hi friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another weekly reading vlog. So I am focusing on 4 books this week. I will be focusing on 2 buddy reads, one of which is There Are No Saints by Sophie Lark. This is the first book in her new duet, and I think the hero is a serial killer and he has like an enemy that is also a serial killer, and they're like competing, and then the heroine gets swept up in them. And then I also am going to start my buddy read from Lukov with Love. This is like a 600-page book, so my buddy read, Letitia, and I have decided to read it over the month, so there's not like a bunch of pressure. So I'm going to start that at some point this week. And then the other 2 things that I'm going to focus on is The Sword of Shanara by Terry Brooks. This is the first book in the Shanara Chronicles, and think of it as like a Lord of the Rings ripoff. This is about Shay, who is a half-elf, and he is the only person that can control this sword that is the one thing that can bring down this like evil ruler. I have heard that the first and third book in this series are trash and the second one is good. I personally read the second one and I didn't know it was a series, and then I watched the show. So the show is really good, but it's about the second book. It follows the second book. Anyways, I'm going to try to read this. I don't have like the highest expectations because I do know that it's not everybody loves it, and I've heard not great things about it, but it is like over 700 pages. So I am going to attempt to read this. And then the other thing I'm going to try to read is Fix Her Up. This is the first book in the Hot and Hammered series. Again, I read the second one in this, but they're companion books, and I absolutely loved it. It was a 5-star read, so I want to go back and read the series. And this is about Georgie and Travis, and Georgie, she needs the help of Travis to fake date to like give her credibility, and he is a retired baseball person or something like that. So I'm excited. This is probably the second one I'm most excited about. So those are the books that I am going to read. I also have the reads for the month-long secret TBR video that I have going on. These are going to be kind of slow going. Yeah, we'll talk later.
In time I'll find you, only to feel my love. What have we been through? Separate from what we know, our chemicals flowing, carry it away. Make sure you stay the same, with or without me, with or without you, with or without you, with or without you, with or without you, with or without you.
I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. But I am only 31 pages into Fix Her Up. Okay, so right off the bat, we know that Travis has been kicked out of the baseball league, whatever the hell it's called, and he is locked up in his hotel room. Can you see the M&Ms that I've been eating? Yeah, he's been locked up in his hotel room, and so she shows up, throws food at him, basically tells him that he's a wussy, and leaves. And then he shows up outside of her family's construction business, overhears her inviting her brother to brunch, and she says, you know, I'll see you there. He's like, don't hold your breath or whatever. So then we cut later to her getting all excited and like making all the brunch food and like setting it out and making it perfect. And no one shows up, and then he shows up at the door, and she's like, you know, I'm gonna have to cancel because the oven broke and all that. And he was like, no one showed up, did they? And rather than making a big deal about it, he was just like, well, more for me. I'm gonna cry. Okay, you're gonna have to ignore hearing my space heater, but I am 53 pages into Fix Her Up. And a lot of the complaints that people have about this is that Travis is an alpha male. Cool. It's not everybody's thing. Another complaint that people have is that people feel like him in particular, or the brother's best friend, childhood friends trope, is inherently infantilizing. And in this book specifically, people feel like Travis infantilizes Georgie. Now, okay, to me, I think we're seeing hints of that with her family, or just like her family not taking her too seriously. But I don't necessarily agree with Travis. Yes, the last time that they interacted, she was in middle school, so all of his experiences with her were from her being a kid. All of their memories together were her as a child. But the scenes where he's talking about tickling her and doing things like that, it doesn't feel like he's treating her like a kid. It feels like he's flirting with her. It feels like he wants to touch her and be fun with her, and it has like that sexual undertone, I guess, is the reason why I don't find it infantilizing. And like I said, I'm only 53 pages in, so maybe other things pop up, but I personally don't find the nickname baby girl infantilizing. It's one of my favorite nicknames. Maybe if you inherently find these things to be infantilizing, don't take a shot every time I say infantilizing, then you'll find them, but I don't see it that way. And I mean, it could get worse, but at the moment, at the onset of the story, I just don't see it.
In time I'll find you, only to feel my love. What have we been through? Separate from what we know, our chemicals flowing, carry it away. Make sure you stay the same, with or without me, with or without you, 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 with or without me.
I am 50% of the way through Fix Her Up, and honestly, if you couldn't tell from my other clips, I am absolutely adoring this. I think that the claims of infantilization are incorrect, and I think something that I am loving about this is that we're seeing a lot of growth from our two characters. We're seeing that Georgie is having to come to terms with, she has fantasized about Travis her whole life as this crush, but she didn't really know him as a person, and now she is now entering this fake dating situation with him, and she is friends with him, and they're taking other steps in the relationship, and it's forcing her to realize that he is a person with a past and a complicated history. He's not just this like superstar baseball player. Meanwhile, Travis is having to come to terms with the fact that this person that he really only saw as a kid, because he literally grew up with her as a child, is an adult. That she is a woman, and that she has her own baggage, and that her family doesn't really see her as anything more than the little sister. And he finds that that hurts him because it hurts her, and he sees that she wants her independence, and she wants to prove to her family that she is more than just the kid sister. And I'm just really enjoying this. So I think anybody in the romance community has talked about the dangers, I guess, behind illustrated covers, and this is like one of them. I think that Tessa Bailey is a fantastic author. I think she writes chemistry incredibly well, and she plots things incredibly well, and they're humorous and all of that. But if you are not a romance reader, I think you go in kind of different expectations of the book, and I find that the way that non-romance readers talk about romance is just a little bit skewed, and I think that's the issue that I'm having, is you go on there, this book is very popular, and you go read reviews from non-romance readers, and it's just like complaints about things in the book that are like commonplace in the genre, and it just is a little irritating for me. And so when people complain about this book and they don't generally read romance books, I'm like less likely to take the review into account, if that makes sense. It just, the way that people talk about the genre as a whole, even though it's becoming more hyped, irritates me. I don't agree with the complaints. You can tell that their personalities match up in really every aspect, because Travis wants someone to take care of him, right? And someone who cares about the little things and who will defend him, and those caring aspects that he missed as a child. He's coming across Georgie, who is naturally loving and naturally empathetic towards other people and defends them and speaks her mind and stands up for people, and that is new for him. He's never had that before. And Georgie wants someone that respects her and sees her as an adult and sees her as someone with important opinions and someone that gives her agency. And I think that's what she's getting out of this. I would get if you don't particularly like his personality. I would get that. There are scenes of him being jealous, but I think that just like is something you're either not gonna like or you're gonna like. I don't think that's necessarily something that is a fault of the book. I think the issue that I have when I read reviews is that people don't understand that this is fiction, and that just like you wouldn't condone rape and murder, you read it in your fantasies and your thrillers and your mysteries, and you love it, and you're able to come out of your books and say that, you know, that was a horrendous thing, but I obviously don't support that in real life. There are things, not just in this specifically, but just in the genre in general, that irritates me about people's inability to see that this is fiction as well. And just because we are reading it doesn't mean that we condone it. There isn't anything egregious in this. There are things in this that I necessarily wouldn't love in a partner of mine, but that's not to say that there is anything bad about this. I don't really need to say anything more. My opinion is not new at all. If you have if you've listened to any other romance reader talk about this, they probably have similar opinions, but I don't get like the general opinion about this. I'm going to finish this. I'll come back with my thoughts, and then we're gonna start the Sword of Shanara. And for the remainder of the week, I will be at a housing conference. I'm not gonna be able to do as much reading as I usually would. This weekend, I think my partner and I are going to go see Venom, and then we might go to our local comic book store and play some Magic. So we'll see how this weekend goes, but I really would like to get started in the Sword of Shanara and finish There Are No Saints. Those are kind of the goals. And then I have my other TBR that I would like to get through as well. But friends, how are you? Good to hear. My housing conference was great. We had Abram X Kende as a keynote speaker, and we had a panel where we talked about his book. So it was just a very fantastic first day. I do have about an hour until I need to leave for that, and then the conference goes until 4:30. So the entirety of my day. And just like yesterday, I don't know how much reading I'm going to be able to do. Let's just acknowledge the fact that I have my Christmas tree up. I don't know if I've talked about that yet, but yeah. Also, say hi to Squiggles. I just made that name up. I didn't name that plant until like 2 seconds ago. So I guess Squiggles is his name. I'm still reading Fixer Up because, like I said, I didn't get a chance to read yesterday a whole lot. I read some when I got home, but I got to 317 out of 360, so I have a little bit left. She writes chemistry and relationships so well. Her sex scenes are fantastic. And like, I just have no complaints. I really like this. I like their relationship. I understand why they work together. And yeah, I'm just excited to get to this conclusion and see how things go for our characters. I love both of them. This is probably going to be a 4-star just because I don't have like that intense love for this, like I usually do for most of my 5 stars, but I do love this. And if I had read this first, I think I still would have carried on with the series. That's the deal. I'm gonna finish this and we're gonna talk again, but I just wanted to update you guys because I don't know when I'm gonna be able to finish it over the next week, and I wanted, even though you guys will literally see the next clip in like a second, but I'm going to go to this housing conference and we're gonna talk a little bit later on, hopefully. Okay, bye. I've only read like 20 more pages, but I just want to say that my booktube bestie just came back. She posted her first video this year. I think she posted some videos in January, but then she went into a reading slump and started reading content, and she posted her video, and I want you to go check it out because she's hilarious and I love her. And yeah, I'll leave her channel down below. I just finished Fix Her Up and I absolutely adored this. The big over-the-top romantic gesture at the end and everything. I loved this. 4 stars. Not like a super 5-star romance, but I really enjoyed this, and I cannot wait to get to the second one with my baby Dom and then read Tools of Engagement. I think I am going to read Sword of Shanara next. I need to read some other things for the other vlog that I'm filming right now, and I also need to read There Are No Saints. So I might not update this vlog for a while, like for at least the rest of the day, until I get some of my other reads done. Super happy with Fix Her Up. It was a solid romance, like I really liked it. So yeah, that is that one, and we'll talk later. Hi friends, I just finished There Are No Saints, and holy fuck, this is perfect. I gave it 5 stars. And it's about Mara and Cole and Shaw. So in the beginning of the book, we find out that Cole and Shaw are like rival artists, but they're like also rival serial killers. Shaw is very messy and he tends to go after women, very like Ted Bundy-esque, and Shaw is much more controlled. He kind of just does it to people that are getting in his way. And then Mara comes along and she ends up getting kidnapped by Shaw. Goes from there. I'm not gonna say much more, but it is fucking perfect. Both of them become obsessed with her in different ways. Mara is bad fucking ass, and I loved it. Like, so many scenes in this were just, and I highly recommend. I will say the hero is a serial killer, and you're not attempting to see him redeemed in this, and Mara is not trying to really make excuses for him, but so freaking good. And then I also started from Lukov with Love. I got maybe like 5% of the way in, and I'm gonna read it slowly. I would like to end the week at 25% on that, and then I also want to start the Sword of Shanara. So those are the plans. Go pick up There Are No Saints because it was so freaking good and well worth all of the hype. I'm ready to just like go on a Sophie Lark marathon of her whole backlist. I have The Stolen Heir on my TBR. Like, I just probably go try to read The Sword of Shanara. We are going to dinner and a movie tonight, but that's at like 8-ish. Our movie's at 10:30. So we're not going to be going to dinner until later, but so I think I'm going to try to start Sword of Shanara, see how far I can get in. But I'm just like hyped off of this book. Like, it was really good. Yeah, so we'll talk later. Hi friends, it is Sunday and I'm here to wrap the reading vlog. I am 37 pages into The Sword of Shanara, and it has been 37 pages of just straight exposition of the world and the history, which we don't love, but I kind of expected a little bit. I don't know if it's just my reading or what. To be completely honest, my reading is not doing very well. Enjoy There Are No Saints, but I ended up DNFing like 3 books in a row for my other video, and I'm just like not loving things that I pick up right now. So I think that is all that I have. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave your comment down below on any of your thoughts of anything that I read in the video, what you read this week. I would love to know. Other than that, I will catch you guys in my next one. Thanks so much for watching.